Hello, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing all good. Welcome back to GhOstMaiN Reacts. Today we're going to react to Mr. Who's the Boss. I tested $273,000 of luxury tech. And also please make sure to subscribe to Mr. Who's the Boss and subscribe to me. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction.
This is a pretty high-end $80 power bank from Anker, but this is a $1,000
$1,000
from French fashion house Hermes. So Anker can go into this phone, Hermes can go into this phone, and let's see which one has more charge in 20 minutes. When most people buy power banks, they think of Anker. When most people buy earphones, they think of AirPods. When most people buy smartwatches, they think of Fitbit. But this video is not about those people. This is tech designed for the uber rich, going all the way up to a, no joke, $139,000 set of headphones that
Headphones?
I'm a little scared to even touch. Now, I would guess that a lunchbox isn't what you'd normally associate with luxury. You kind of imagine Jeff Bezos has his meal hunted fresh in front of him when he hits his lunch break. But if you were to use one, it would be the $300 steam box. Because this steams your food when you're ready to eat. So I started this steaming 20 minutes ago. You just empty this water container into the heating base.
Like a microwave, a portable microwave.
And it has just finished. Whoa, we weren't kidding about the steam. Freaking hot, like actually surprisingly hot. But when we're talking about the ability to reheat your lunch, that is a very good thing. I'm really curious how this compares to just reheating in a microwave. Oh wow, it actually has that "this was just cooked right now" feeling to it. Whew. That's amazing. It's completely evenly heated. The meat hasn't gone super firm.
Oh.
They kind of cooked with this one. I mean, clearly, this is a niche product. Because you've got to fit a battery and a water tank and a heater, the actual space you're getting for your food isn't massive. Most offices will have microwaves anyway that do most of the same job. But if you're somewhere that doesn't, I would way rather have this than a soggy, cold sandwich that's been in my pocket all day. Anyways, back to work. Because anytime someone asks me for a computer mouse recommendation, I will always tell them, go for the Logitech MX Master. It's expensive. The new Master 4 is $120, but it's basically perfect. And so I am fascinated to see if $365 can buy you something even better.
Oh.
I mean, I'll give it this. It is definitely a more indulgent unboxing experience.
Mouse pad.
It comes with its own real leather mouse mat, and then the mouse, which completely matches it. It's a lot of space for such a small product, but I guess that makes it feel even more exclusive. Whoa, the thing's freezing cold to the touch.
It's like good for aesthetics.
Gold tone-plated solid aluminium. Just like the most elaborate way of saying it's not actually
Am I saying it right?
Send it back. I do really like the way it looks though. This is full-grain French calf leather on top. I feel like there's a direct correlation between how much you're being charged for something and how many words are used to describe its leather. It's actually a little bit strange to hold. The mouse is completely symmetrical, which is good in the sense that you can use it with your left hand or your right hand, doesn't matter. But kind of makes it a little awkward to use with both for me. It just doesn't cut your hand in the same way that something tailored for that hand would. So if I go to here, Logitech have absolutely mastered the shape, but also every click is cushioned and soft touch, and there's even haptic feedback baked into this. Whereas this Lunar Artifacts mouse feels like it's kind of material above all else. This is the only way that my fingers naturally fall on the mouse, and it doesn't feel right. Also, it's pretty clear the difference in usability between the really expensive fancy mouse mat and the actually $9.99 one from Amazon. I mean, this cheap one is bigger, it's less scratchy, and it also doesn't rock when I move the mouse around. Now, this thing does have a couple of nice tricks to it, like you can swap this top section for any other color, and you can even stick it on a Qi charging mat to wirelessly charge it, which is absolutely amazing. Does it make it a better mouse? No, this is the logical choice. Now, while we're sitting in our executive office with our fancy leather mouse and our now rapidly cooling lunch, we also need a pen. Not for writing, just for stunting on anyone we call into our office. And nothing feels more fitting than the $759 Novium Hover Pen Future. Good to see that at the very least they provide the ink.
Oh, they are.
And then this is the pen itself. So there's a couple of unique things about this guy. The first is that it's convertible. So this is the fountain.
Like Harry Potter.
Let's open up my dream journal. You do have to.
What is spelled? Leviosa. Anything is floating.
It's really heavy at the back, and it's kind of
hovering.
Not completely. There is still some drag against the paper. But then
you say a word, then it's like
the fountain
up into your hand. Not into your hand, I mean,
I think
to
I like
the
this
right.
better. It's smoother than the fountain. But then again, that's
Ready
a
to
bit of a
write,
weird one
basically.
because this is just using a very standard generic cartridge that you can buy for not a lot of money at all. So not that impressed so far. But then you've got the maglev pedestal. So your pen goes into the middle there, and then it just holds. Can I spin it? Wow, that's really cool. I've messed around with quite a few levitation devices in the past, and they're always extremely finicky. This, surprisingly, isn't. It has quite a large sweet spot and is fairly stable. Oh, I also like the fact that this is not an electromagnet, so it doesn't need any power at all to keep holding your pen like this. That is actually scratching up the base pretty badly, considering I've barely used it right now. The biggest thing that is making this version of the pen $759 instead of more like $170 is the nib. This is an 18 karat solid gold nib. And it is very pretty, but I really feel like instead of having a pen for which 80% of its worth is concentrated in the tip, they should have put that money into just making the rest of the pen feel more premium. Like, this lid is far too squeaky for a pen that costs as much as a flagship smartphone, and it shouldn't be getting damaged when you're using it for its intended purpose. But speaking of products that are often mega expensive just for the sake of flexing, we got shoes. Except the $900 Nike Hyper Boots should actually do something to back up that diabolical price tag. Now, to my slight disappointment, that thing is not fly around the city saving humanity like Astro Boy, but they do apply compression and heat to aid your foot recovery. Oh, these are also really comfy. They feel like a glove, but then also really
especially if you run a lot.
Now, hold down the power buttons, and that's going to kick into max heat and max compression. And in theory, I can just be standing around, going about my day while that's happening. Whoa. Okay, a couple of very immediate thoughts. It's a lot louder than I was expecting, but it's also a lot more powerful than I was expecting. I had this idea in my mind that it would be like going to a foot spa, but my feet are getting crushed. In a good way. And it is boiling hot. My skin feels right on the periphery of getting singed. I've actually started playing football once every couple of weeks, and my feet come back a wreck. It really does feel like 15 minutes of this a day is going to burn them back into place. You can turn it down. I'm doing this to myself, technically. The only thing that's missing is it doesn't have coverage of this top foot area here. Everything else is being very thoroughly compressed. I love the fact that luxury here is actually buying me convenience. The fact that you could just be walking or cooking or working and having that recovery is amazing. I would actually use this around the house instead of a pair of sliders. Maybe turn the heat down a little bit. There's another pretty extreme way to spend your hard-earned $900 though. The Grams 28 152 transit bag. I must have been through 30 of the top-rated backpacks at this point, trying to find the perfect ones to recommend in my EDC videos. But value has always been a key factor there.
It's just a backpack.
So it'll be interesting to see what a bag that doesn't have that limitation looks like. I would like to make a statement. I'm in love with this bag. It feels so phenomenally premium to touch, to squish. Like, these shoulder straps, they feel like a stress toy. There's not a single bit of rustling on the inside. It's almost like they've got a gel interior. And the entire thing, everything you can see is 100% Italian leather. So it's also really durable. The thing I would say I like about this the most is that this is not a big bag. It's actually the opposite of bulky, but they've just planned it out in such an intelligent way that there's space for everything. Like, first of all, it opens up completely flat, which I love to see in backpacks because it allows you to pack it fully like a suitcase. It actually comes with a packing cube that has an extra zip that you close to tighten it. So you can viably pack a weekend's worth of clothing in here. There's these optional camera bags. And again, they've just really thought about how it fits together. Like, there's actually a designated Velcro section on the bottom of this bag that these just attach onto. I can't think of a single box that it doesn't tick. You can still fit a 16-inch laptop in the bag. You can stick your passport in the secret compartment over here. You can put your sunglasses for easy access here, and the felt inside will clean them if anything. It's got an elasticated suitcase pass-through flap, so you don't even need to carry it when you're going through an airport. There's even this tiny little secret pouch on the inside designed for an AirTag. So functionally, it doesn't really do anything extra compared to the $300 bag that I use that is already premium priced. So I wouldn't call this Grams 28 bag good value, but Is this a way for someone who wants to spend a lot more to be able to use that money to get something that is even better? Something that keeps all the functionality, but now with top shelf materials, with a much cleaner silhouette, and even a lifetime warranty?
Sorry.
I would say yes. I would say this is like
earthquake?
dream bag territory. You do not need it, but I would totally understand wanting it. But now, let's upgrade the Dream Journal to something digital. Because I've looked at digital notebooks before on the channel, but I have never paid the best part of $1,000 for the pleasure. So, the brand new digital paper by Montblanc has a lot to prove. This packaging design is so sick.
Digital paper.
And then on the inside is the pen, and then the paper itself.
What?
So I feel like this product is actually a pretty big deal. You know, Montblanc is often considered like the Rolex of physical pens. You can easily spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on one from them. So the thing that I'm extremely curious about is, what is their vision for the digital writing experience? This is like if Rolex made a smartwatch. First things first, it's a lot heavier than it looks. It's great that you can use it for reading.
Oh, it's like a tablet.
It looks incredibly sharp and detailed, but it's so much heftier than a normal e-reader that I think you'd be making a mistake if you were using it for that. So what about the writing? I gotta say, not that impressed with this pen. For a company who prides themselves on craftsmanship and materials, sure is a lot of shiny plastic here. The way the pen works is kind of interesting because they've custom designed 3 different types of tip. They've got linen, which is the roughest one, and then it goes matte and then smooth. So let's try the linen. Ooh, it does actually feel really nice. It's got a little bit of scratchiness to it that does make it feel a lot like dragging a pen across paper. If I close my eyes right now, wow. Yeah, that really could just be me writing on a piece of paper with a rollable pen. Something has been translated from the physical writing experience to the digital. If we now try the smooth tip, can I tell the difference? To my surprise, yes, I actually can completely. It kind of feels like drawing on glass. It's got that silkiness to it, which is kind of nice in its own way. As a tool for writing, I'm a big fan of this. I love how the pen just snaps onto the side, doesn't wiggle at all. I love how it wirelessly charges automatically while it's sitting in that spot. It's really cool how almost instantly, the moment you finished a note, it will appear in the fairly swanky looking Montblanc app on your phone. Okay, it's been just over 20 minutes since we put these phones on charge, so the anchor is on. Wait, you're kidding me. Exactly 69%. So that's an $80 brick. Amaze's $1,000 brick has 7%. I didn't have high expectations.
7%, sorry.
Honestly, I'm kind of gutted. I actually really wanted to love this. It's just so pretty. It's aluminium all the way around the sides. It's calfskin leather on the front and the back. The fact that you have this actually working physical dial to show you how much battery the pack has left is really unique and charming. Plus, if you flip it around, it can also wireless charge. So you rest your phone on the H in the middle here, if it's just sitting on your desk, but it's not MagSafe compatible, so it's going to be super inefficient. I just feel like power banks specifically are such a function-first product that you would have to be crazy to trade having nearly 3 times the charging speed and about 6 times the battery capacity just for aesthetics. It's still going to take up the same volume in your bag either way, so would I choose to carry this even if it was the same price? No. But now it's time to break through the $1,000 threshold.
Icebreaker keyboard.
That is such serious business. It comes presented like
ice. Whoa.
But the crazy thing here is that this thing is milled from a single solid block of aluminium.
Oh.
So as expected, the weight of the thing is immense. Like, it almost makes me want to recheck the load-bearing capacity of my desks. The first impressions are kind of nice. I love the lighting. It's very vibrant, and there's so much space.
The thing is, I think going to be cold.
The keyboard comes with its own desk. And it's kind of cool because it gives you basically unlimited area to rest your wrists against. And it also creates room for a very satisfying rotary encoder. And this is programmable, but right now mine just lets you do the very basic volume up and down. I've even gone as far as to, forgot how damn heavy the thing is, micro perforate these metal keycaps, which are also completely custom made by the way, so that the backlighting actually bleeds through. The effort that's gone into this is hard to dispute. Okay, moment of truth. I don't like it. The the slant is too steep for me. It feels like a stretch, and every time you press one key, part of your finger keeps touching against the key directly beneath it. And I was kind of expecting it to have a really unique metallic thunk, but in reality it feels quite ordinary. My hands are particularly sensitive to non-ideal typing conditions, and this is one of them. Did I use this video as an excuse to buy the phone case that I've been wanting to try for almost a decade? Maybe. This is the $1,699 grey alter ego case.
You can basically buy a phone with that price.
It's a little concerning that the insert is upside down.
An iPhone or Samsung.
Thing, but it's an indication of a lack of attention to detail.
Oh, look at that!
So the thing that captivated my attention all those years ago was this is the most expensive phone case I've ever seen, and yet it has the least material. And yeah, we have seen a couple of cases more recently that have also jumped on this bandwagon, but this is the original. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, I do like the fact that there's a cutout for the Apple logo, but they've kept it in their very sharp, angular style. But wow, that is...
But the thing is, the rest of the phone was going to be, if you like fold it or something, no damage.
Case covering every surface of your device, but it actually feels like some sort of...
Or maybe the corners will help the phone not be damaged.
At the very least, it should be pretty protective. This is made of 2 slabs of titanium.
So on the right side, left and right side is...
softer thermoplastic sheet, which is what stays in contact with the phone. So the titanium is the exoskeleton, and then the plastic is what's absorbing the impact.
Okay.
Which means we have to do something that I don't really want to do. Luxury phone case versus normal phone case. So this was a $10 first thing that comes up on Amazon kind of deal. Each case has the same phone and a brand new version of it inside of them. Normal case. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. The case is damaged.
Now the alter ego. 3, 2, 1. It's a very strange feeling
being
more on than the actual phone.
That blank spot,
any damage on
or blank space, it has no protection.
Some, although it's not significant, but more importantly, the phone is completely unmarked. Fair enough. And so actually, the uber expensive case, I would say, has fared worse. The phone's fine on both, but there's very obvious permanent damage in every corner of this thing. So as you probably assumed, this is not the way to go. Now, most of the gadgets you've seen so far are from pretty niche companies, or even companies that are fashion brands more than they are tech brands. But now it's time for an official Apple product. The Apple Watch Hermes edition, which is actually really strange. I had no idea until this video that Apple, on their site, has a whole separate section where you can buy the Hermes version of whatever their latest Apple Watch is, and be massively upcharged for the experience. To be fair though, you feel the difference when you're unboxing it. This is a step up from any consumer tech unboxing I've seen, which is kind of expected when you bring together 2 companies who know how to do this right. So the first thing is the way heavier than expected Hermes Grand H metal strap. This is hefty. There's another insert over here, and that's a second sports band, silicone this time, but matched to the Hermes orange. And then finally the watch body. So this is the Hermes watch, Series 11. This is the Apple Watch, Series 11, which is literally a quarter of the price. So
why does it look
different? Well, the Hermes does come in polished titanium by default, so this is a lot heavier. And yeah, it is the more wearing material. But that's also not really a perk, considering you can also upgrade the normal Apple Watch to titanium, and it's still way cheaper. Oh, it does say Hermes on the back.
Then that's the names and the straps.
I guess the only thing that you will notice today is the Hermes watch faces. But honestly, this is very strange to me. You get the radial collection, but it's just so generic that it could be from any company. There's a couple of other similarly forgettable faces. And then all the company's actual signature ones, they look so odd to me. Obviously, there's a heavy dose of subjectivity in here, but all I see is 1980s video game pixel art and a not quite finished drawing of a horse. Only appeal I can see is gifting. The unboxing is different, and it does make it feel exclusive, and the Hermes watch is the best version of the Apple Watch with the titanium body, so it's not worse. I just kind of wish it was better, considering how much more it costs. But now, at almost double the price of the Louis Vuitton light-up speaker has an unboxing experience that truly delivers. This is exactly what you want Uber luxury to feel like. Every part of this is made of really high quality materials, but it's also designed to give you everything you could possibly want. So there's one bag here, which has this quite nice leather wrist strap. Over here, there's that's actually kind of wild. A charger, but with like an adapter for every possible country. Another bag, which has not one, but 2 Louis Vuitton branded cables, a 1 meter and a 3 meter, depending on how far apart the sockets in your mansion are. Mini envelopes that has the cleaning cloth inside. Then a novel for your instructions. That's maybe the first instruction manual I've seen that you could also use as a coffee table book. There's the base of the speaker, which in itself is already super weighty.
Why is it separate?
And then the speaker itself, which also comes in its own custom protective case.
What?
It's actually quite cool that the handle of the speaker sticks out through it so that you can hold it easily. I gotta say, when I heard light up speaker, I was kind of getting the vibe of those kids' shoes that come with a little toy car inside the sole. But thankfully, that sentiment disappears pretty quickly.
It's like a spaceship.
This is at least
just
trying
like
to
symbols,
be a proper piece of tech.
alien symbols,
which is quite simple but very premium, where you can pick a gradient or an animation to display on all the lights around the thing that can also sync to the music it's playing. Oh, I do really like when you change the color of the LEDs, it changes the color of every single part of the UI of this app to match. Obviously, high-end materials everywhere. It's a very expensive cocktail of polished and matte stainless steel. The whole mesh is silver perforated leather, and then this LED ring all the way around is protected by tempered glass. And it's all accompanied with what can only be described as one of the greatest knobs of our lifetime. This is how you change volume and style. So, does it sound luxury?
Where you from?
No, not really. The problem is, for the money you pay, it's a tiny speaker. And clearly, all the engineering inside has gone into cool LEDs and fancy materials, but not on tech that's going to allow it to defy those dimensions. So they have squeezed good sound out of this small size. Like, this sounds distinctly better than a $50 Bluetooth speaker you're going to buy on Amazon, but it doesn't sound good for the price. The time has come to unbox what can only be described as the big daddy of this video, and maybe my whole life. So there's 2 headphones here. There's the $119,000 Noir Rainbow, and then the $139,000 Ice Diamond. They're both made as part of Louvet, who's brought the tech, and then
I know why it's expensive.
And oh yeah, each of these are one of 5 in the world. Someone's had to hand deliver these from Germany to our house. They're still upstairs. So let's start with the Rainbow. I always get a little bit nervous with these expensive products. It's not very often you get to see the behind the scenes unboxing of something this insanely valuable. Oh. They actually put cleaning cloths over every surface of the internal box. The production cost for the packaging of these headphones is €1,500. It's so slippy. Okay. Sleep in that. So there's the main compartment and then there's a drawer underneath. Oh my god, that's leather. Yeah. You can smell that. It's not one of those things everyone likes, but I love it. Oh, and also at the bottom you've got 2 different cables. Both look gold plated to me. Oh, I wasn't really sure what to expect. You know, we've seen a lot of products already that are fancy materials, but they don't feel as nice. This ain't one of them. That is like uber plush. Then inside the case, wait, more gloves. Did we buy these for no reason? Well, there's $6 on Amazon I'm never getting back. Another cleaning cloth. Certificate of authenticity.
Congratulations. You just bought the most expensive headphones.
What's this? Is that a bag for the case? For the headphones? These guys in their packaging. All right, let's get to business. The Noir Rainbow headphones. Oh my god. Limited edition, 1 of 5. That is actually beautiful. So, this is a 14-karat rose gold ring, but the crazy part of it is set with 204 multicolored sapphires. I mean, just the way that it interacts with light is phenomenal. And shockingly, it's actually tastefully done. This is the first obnoxiously expensive product that I actually think looks better than just about any consumer grade one. Oh, and it's got gold lettering on the top, look at that. Although there is something amusing about the fact that the one product they chose for extreme bedazzlement is like the one product that you fully cannot see when you're using it. Now, ice diamond. So I imagine most of this unboxing experience is going to be the same, so we'll just do the headphones. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
That's actually even better. Somehow, that's actually even better. And this one's a little different. This ring is 14 karat white gold, but with 456 brilliant cut diamonds. If you've ever shopped for a wedding ring before, you will immediately understand why this thing costs so much. But wow, the design of the enclosures and the individual claws holding each diamond is so intricate. It is dazzling to look at. Let's have a listen, I guess. Whoa. You can tell they're really big 50mm drivers. You're getting really powerful deep bass, but in a way that the headphones don't feel like they're exerting themselves. Noise isolation's crazy too. I can barely hear myself, to be honest. It's also absolutely crazy to me that this is your volume control, and this is how you skip tracks.
So it doesn't look like it has a physical button to press.
$70,000 each. This is kind of the life right now. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, one of the best wireless headphones I've ever listened to. I mean, it's $140,000. That's not a surprise, but it's good to see that it's not sacrificing on the tech just to look pretty. There's something nice about knowing that if you are going to spend uber amounts of money, then at least you are getting the best sound quality too, even if that sound quality might cost $1,000 instead of, well, this. Although, I do feel like I would be absolutely terrified to actually wear these and use these outside the house. Or inside the house. As for the Hall of Fame winner for this video, there's a couple of close contenders, but I think it has to be the backpack.